it's really hard in this type of market, especially over the last few months when rates were up at 8%, to be able to have a positive mindset or to be able to kind of keep going. I can tell you safely that I am so excited for Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday of the year. I get phone calls on Christmas. I'm Jewish. It happens. I get phone calls on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. The one day, still Jewish, but I mean, it's a different New Year's. Very valid. But the one day of the year that I somehow don't get phone calls is Thanksgiving, and I am stoked for it because it's a break. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to. But one of the big pieces with that is that in this timeline right now, there isn't a break. Until I get to Thanksgiving, there is no break. It's really hard to be able to really picture someone winning right now. This is where I should go? This is a good setup? Great, perfect. All right, so it's hard to picture winning right now. It's hard to picture winning in this type of market because rates are really high. Buyers are paying substantially more. House prices have stabilized. It's really expensive. We're at the most expensive that it's ever been to be able to buy a house as far as the monthly payments go. And we know that buyers, we're seeing a lot of them fall out. New construction in particular is getting nailed right now because people bought a year ago, they were at 6%, now it's at 8%, they can't afford it. Everything is going to hell. But we have to take a step back with our mindsets because in every market, there is someone that can win. And for right now, as of today, our buyers can win. And I'm not talking about every single buyer in every single situation. I'm not saying that everyone can afford to buy a house right now. But for those that can, as we head to January 1st, what happens on January 1st? December 31st, January 1st, what happens with listings? They expire. So suddenly we're in a spot where there's a ton of listing agents right now who are representing a listing that if we can move forward on that listing, we'll be negotiating on my buyer's behalf. They shouldn't be. And this is recorded, so I shouldn't have said that. I forgot. Sorry, one drink is all I needed. But we're in a spot right now where I can negotiate substantially more coming into a new market. We know that rates have gone down over the last 3 weeks, so we have a little bit more optimism. We know that there's core inflation that just came in that was lower than expected by 0.1%, but at the end of the day, still closing in on a lower rate. But it's a situation where, for the first time, our buyers truly can win. They can negotiate the hell out of a home. They can put themselves into a position to be able to, buy down points, get a substantially better interest rate. But we're also in a spot right now where, especially in Colorado, that we have limited inventory. There was a construction defect lawsuit. So all of our high density building stopped. There's still some large scale condo buildings, but at the end of the day, we don't have enough homes for all the people here. Our inventory is going to drop. When interest rates go down, if interest rates hit 6%, there's going to be a feeding frenzy. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when we didn't raise rates, the Fed didn't raise rates nationally, the mortgage rate didn't change. I know that people have heard me say this, so I apologize for those who've heard. You can get on your phone, zone out, Aaron, especially you. I'm just kidding, sorry. But when the Fed didn't raise rates, over the next 3 weeks, there was a 12% increase in national, the entire nation. God, words are tough right now, I'm tired.
Another drink.
Fair enough. No argument. There was a 12% increase in loan applications. Rates didn't move. There is a ton of suppressed buyer demand right now. There is low inventory currently. We're in a spot right now where we know that if I can wait 3 to 5 years, I'm in a spot where my buyers are going to make a substantial amount of money if they're able to purchase right now. Date the rate, marry the house. I hate to say it, it's a bunch of shit. There is no dating the rate and marrying the house, because if you said that a year ago, 18 months ago, rates went up. So you were wrong. And now they're married to an abusive loan. It's the best I had. But we're in this spot right now where we can win and we can be forward facing. And that's the mindset for any market, is that we have to figure out, as of today, how can we win? And how can we put our buyers or our sellers into the best position? And how is that going to be forward facing? And what are the things that we can do to make sure that our mindset is based on winning? In real estate, it's tough because it's a huge transaction for every single person's life, right? It's the biggest transaction. And if you've done it once, it's a very, very big deal for you as well. But when you've done it 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, you start to get into this groove where it becomes a lot less about that individual transaction, and you start to think in terms, at least I do, and maybe it's because of my competitive nature, of winning and losing. I want to win for whoever I'm representing. I want my sellers to win. So do I want a seller to list right now? Absolutely not. I want to wait till January when there's a new set of buyers. If they need to list, I'm going to figure out the best way for them to list so that they can win. They're not going to come out as well, though. But I still want them to win. For my buyers right now, though, every single one of them can win. And I have to have the mindset that I consistently am seeking something to be able to win. If I can negotiate more for my buyers, I'm winning. If I can negotiate more for my sellers, I'm winning. If I'm getting a better deal somehow, some way, in a market a year ago, if I can get the house for my buyers, they can win. But it's the mindset of trying to figure out what is the victory here? What are the things that we can be doing? When rates were at 8.25 a month ago and everything felt like it was going to fall apart, if we look forward facing, we know that there's going to be a spot where this market is going to shift. So how can I make sure that whoever I'm representing is going to have the best representation? How can I make sure that my mindset is in the right position so that I can make sure that someone can win? I posted it yesterday, but Elliot Eisenberg put out there that 0.7% of the United States has a mortgage rate or is underwater right now on their mortgage. 0.7%. When we think about April, May, and those people that bought a year ago, when the rates were at 5%, you think there's this huge contingency of people that all bought and they're all substantially underwater. Nationally, we have 0.7% of people who couldn't sell right now and make money. Home buying is still a win, even in the worst of markets. Home selling can still be a win, even in the worst of markets. So we have to be able to figure out kind of what's going on with the market. We have to have market insight. We have to have knowledge so that we can adjust our mindset so that we can communicate effectively. There is always going to be someone who can win. If rates go to 12%, I guarantee you there's going to be someone who can still win. So it's really about figuring out, how do I direct myself? How do I best represent myself? How do I set my mindset to win? And that piece of Thanksgiving and having a break right now, I'm not taking a break until Thanksgiving because this is the time where I can crush. Why can I win right now? Because other people aren't working. You guys are here, and I appreciate every one of you for being here. But across the market, this is the time when we all take a break. It's a hard market. Rates are really high. I'm going to stop doing as much social media. I'm going to punt till 2024. Screw that. I've got another 6 weeks where every one of my negotiations, I can crush it for my buyers, which means that I have to be able to effectively communicate to them. I have a chance right now with every one of my listings to make sure that I'm placing it effectively so that I can sell that home, because right now that's a win. I'm not going to take a break for the holidays. I mean, for Thanksgiving, I'll see you later. For Christmas, I'll still get calls, but I'm going to try and ignore them. But right now the mindset is I can shut down currently, or I can consistently still put myself out there. I can consistently be out there as far as social media. I can say to people, you know, when you wear a real estate hat, when you put a real estate sticker on the back of your computer and you have those conversations, right now I can tell people that they can still win and that I can help them to win. But it's a mindset adjustment. That all said, you need to know a lot about the market to be able to communicate who's going to win, who's going to lose, what's going to happen. So with all of that said, it's really quiet. Is this like too intense? Am I doing this badly? Is that what's happening? All right, well, I'm going to introduce someone who does know the market backwards and forwards, who's unbelievable with market knowledge, systems, and rules, and who has an actual PowerPoint prepared. So, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Abrams.